After a bit of exploring, earning XP by doing some game hunting, leveling up a little, buying a new hat, receiving blessings from the magic puddles, gaining new guns, stealing another ship and claiming it as my own, and stopping a hostage situation, Fireface returns from holiday to go and visit Vladimir, who has made an interesting discovery. The gravity anomaly that we find around the pieces of the artifact? Vlad has found a bigger one. Could it be a big guffin? Rushing off to investigate, we land on the planet but can't pinpoint exactly where the anomaly is. To find it, I need to use my scanner and follow the direction of the glitches in the HUD. Eventually, we reached the anomaly and found that it's housing a structure. Inside, it looks like a cheap early 2000s sci-fi film, and the rings in the centre begin to spin, and after a bit of clueless floating, I accidentally discover that I need to chase and touch these stars. These constellations, if you will.
I understood that reference.
This went on for way too long. So long that I thought I was doing it wrong. But eventually I did touch enough, and the rings in the centre formed one singular ring, which I willingly floated into, absorbing its power to further fuel the Bethesda power fantasy.
Ah! It burns! It burns!
When I woke up, it's revealed that I have now received a dragon shout. I mean, a power, which will let me make an anti-gravity area. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Okay, so for whatever reason, it wasn't working. I did wonder if it was only applicable in combat, but if that was the case, then why would the tutorial box appear here? I figured it was best to deal with it later, and headed back to my repurposed, not stolen, ship. On board, Sarah wants to have a personal chat with me. She opens up to me about her past while putting on puppy dog eyes for extra sympathy. She tells her tale of woe, that she used to be in the military, and when the events of a losing battle saw her have to take command of a ship, she allowed her rage to control her, and as a result, her ship got destroyed and some of her crew died, hearing their final screams over the radio as she was able to escape. And to this day, the event still haunts her. Now I imagine that the scene would have been a lot more impactful and emotional if that tutorial message would go away. She worries that this is going to affect our friendship negatively. I reassure her no, but I'm also sure to lay on some of that Fireface charm.
I've spent a lot of time thinking about us, about our relationship, how we've clearly become close. I practiced what I was going to say when the moment was right, and now that it's here, my mind's gone blank. Look, you deserve the best. Someone who can give themselves to you entirely. But right now, I have too much baggage. Too much on my mind. I hope you'll forgive me for pushing you away. I just need time.
Oh, playing hard to get, are we? Very well, but you can't resist this glorious fiery mane for long. Character growth achieved, we head back to the lodge when... Oh yeah. So here's a tip for you at home. If you, like me, like to engage in Grand Theft Spaceship, check the ship you steal, because there could be contraband on it somewhere. It could be in the locker, or it could just be lying on the table in a suitcase. Should this be the case for you, and you haven't got the skills you need to bypass the scans on planets, then head to the Wolf system where you can find the Den. You can sell the contraband to the Trade Authority without worry of a scan. After dealing with this little hiccup, I went back to the lodge where the subject of my new powers is brought up. Then I have to demonstrate it. Well, funny thing, I would love to, but no matter how hard I press these buttons, it won't work. I mean, the buttons are working. There we go. Holy shit, I'm a Jedi. Astonished, the crew and myself are eager to see what else there is to discover. But before that, I had two other quests from Sarah that I needed to handle. And before starting those, I decided I was going to build my skills a little bit. Joining the Vanguard, I took their space flight simulator. That's the wrong door. The idea of the simulator is to test your piloting skills. If you can make it to the end of Wave 6, then it's considered ace. But I'm here to shoot down ships. The simulator can be repeated, and while they offer a little bit of experience, each kill counts towards your pilot challenge. And I was able to level up my piloting skill twice, so not only can I handle my ships better, but I can also pilot higher ranked ones too. Now it was time to chase down Barret and see if the man who survives on pure dumb luck is still alive. Returning to where we first started the game on Vectera, we find the mining site is abandoned except for Lynn. How long have you been standing there waiting? It turns out that thanks to Barret's careless nature, more pirates arrived just after we left. Most of the miners, including Troy and the Hurricane Pisser, were killed in the attack. Lynn, as the sole survivor, regales the story of how her and Barret were pinned down, and when she thought it was over, Barret goes last action hero and I suspect, a suicide mission.
Not quite. Barret is more dangerous than you might think.
Yeah, dangerous to have around. The guy has disaster on a leash at all times. Anyway, Barret was able to take a pirate hostage and tried to talk to the pirates, but the pirates had their own hostage, Hela. To save Hela, Barret surrendered. Oh, hang on. Barret surrendered to spare Hela's life, and both were taken away by the pirates. Lynn hasn't got a clue where they've gone now. She tried using a computer in the comm station to ping the ship, but it's busted, and guess who's got to fix it? Inside the outpost, I find Hela's cutter, which is a fraction better than a normal one, and after more lock-picking horse crap, I get into the comms room. Indeed, the computer is busted, but it's fixable. I don't have the required skill to fix it right there and then, but that's okay, because I can do a fetch quest instead. Fun. Particularly love how it made me go through 2 slow to open doors, and then tell me to go back outside through those same slow to open doors to get what I need, and then to travel through other slow to open doors to get stuff from other buildings, meaning I had to sit and wait for these things a total of 8 times. Great game design. Love it. Tedious as that task was, it was also easy. Most of the batteries were pointed out to me, and Lynn has one in her pocket. I brought them back, plugged them in, and then it dawned on me that I have essentially fixed the computer by turning it on and off again. Examining the computer, we find that Barret actually did us smart, and was able to send a transmission to Lynn before they got out of range. With it, we can trace the location of Barret and Hela to hopefully save them. Before we leave, I recruit Lynn, and while I don't have a slot for her on the ship, I do have plans for her you'll see later on. So we take off on another goose chase. Oh goody. Our first stop is Altair 3. Nice quiet place, but no atmosphere.
Shut up.
Following the growing stench of Barret's bullshit, we find Hela wounded and alone, but alive. Storytime with Hela reveals that more of Barret's hijinks caused the pirate ship that they were on to crash land after he put a bullet through the pilot's head, which then continued into the flight console. While the pair of them were recovering, more pirates showed up. Hela was left behind while they took Barret prisoner again. And again, Barret has left a trail for us to follow via a signal he sent to Hela. We then recruit Hela, who's also going to join Lynn on the outpost I've been working on called Motherlode, where all the materials I need to upgrade my gear will be delivered from all over the galaxy. The pair of them will make the outpost run better even when I'm not there. After recruiting Hela, I did go to my outpost to make a few adjustments, and when I was satisfied, I listened to Barret's transmission, set off to the location it was sent from, raided a bounty ship on the way, had a heart-to-heart with Sarah about how it feels to be a Dragonborn, and touched down on Bessel 3. The pirate base apparently was already under attack when we arrived, so we took advantage of the confusion and just ran straight inside. Then once inside, swapping to stealth to try and get a much needed stealth attack to increase my stealth. Wait, hang on. Who's Barret talking to? Barret must have the charisma of a god, because not only has he made friends with his captors and is casually having a snack and a chat with them, Sarah says this isn't the first time it's happened. It's pretty funny actually, I'm not gonna lie. The pirates are willing to let Barret go, but not for free. Thankfully, with Sarah as my companion, she has specifically put aside money for just these situations and pays the bail instead of me. It's dragging Barret out of the hideout like a parent who's just done with this shit. We travel back to the lodge, which Sarah didn't seem to recognise.
It wouldn't hurt if we checked in at the lodge.
Sarah, it's right there. The team's back together, and despite his cockiness, Barret does admit he feels guilty for everything he's put us through so far and offers to join the crew. Completely flawless logic here. Hey, I know I've been nothing but a burden to you, so how about I come with you on your adventures? Regardless, I do recruit him because he has got some good skills, and make him part of the ship to make use of those skills. And make him part of the ship crew to make use of said skills. Hoping he doesn't cause it to crash. The final of the 3 missions from Sarah is to meet her colleague to find another artifact. That will be resolved next time on Starfield.